Come on, let's hit the town. I'll show you someplace fun. But keep it quiet, yeah? Mum's the word. Boss Neff, when can I get a raise? There's so much stuff I want to buy.
There we go. Hello, drawing in person. And hello,
Last time
Kimiko.
I tried to pet Ashru, little fluffball ran away. Someone's not getting their dried fish today.
Botrix is not here, so I just got the stream just now set up.
Boss Neff, when can I
It's
get a
just
raise?
Relos.
There's so much stuff I want to buy.
Alright, well, cool, Relos. Alright, let's look at Fatuia wreaking havoc. Moonlit dash. Nah, I don't need any of that. Botrix will be here in just a moment, and I'll be able to see everybody's chats in a much more timely manner. Why do I do the rat food with my rats when I know they could just be a burden to me? Because you love your rats, Kimiko.
Add Astra.
It's Kujosara. Farazan. Fontaine. No bonuses. Natlin. No bonuses. Nod Cry. Time consumed is reduced. Alright, fine. So we got Farazan getting more. Kuki, Shinobu getting more. Durin, Mondstadt getting more. So Kuching is just reduced time. And Yehoda is reduced time. Okay, that's better.
Ad Astra. I am sorry, but you have not.
What? I thought we were able to use our encounter points. Complete various encounters. Once you have obtained these 4 rewards by any means, you, after your dailies, can you review my Inefa and Nefer? Yeah, don't forget to tap in your account name, user name, and user ID. Hazo needs to be leveled up, and so does Yehoda. I think I just need character XP. Yeah, I need that today. Okay, I'll just spend all my resin on character XP, and then we'll do some of your reviews, I suppose. Since you're here. If you don't mind, I just want to complete these.
Huh? Oh. You're my target.
Hello, Saitish.
And shout! Turning point in. Cyclone! I'll uproot you! Can't see? Keep up.
Alright, I only need to spend just a little bit. There we go. And now I've spent enough resin that I won't have to worry too much about it overpiling. But I'd like to spend just a little more, and we'll do your review, Saitish, and your review, Relos. I'll go in order of the order that people asked for reviews. You can ask for up to 2 characters. So if you want another one, Saitish, say it now, rather than later, so that I can say that if somebody else asks for characters, you know, I can say that Saitish asked first, and that's the order I'm sticking to.
Let's nip that in the bud. This is burning shadow. Can't see?
Well,
Finders keeper.
And Shroud, I hear everything. Yeah. So, keep up.
Away from me! Get moving!
One more. Hello, Lindsay. Welcome to the live stream.
Keep up. There's no end to this. Claw! That tingle?
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus.
This'll do.
Can't see? I'll uproot you!
For those of you that are wondering where the hell my Neuvilette is, friendship.
Another test subject.
One with the force.
And yes, I'm very well aware that I very much could just use Neuvilette to clear the ley lines, but
I hear
I don't want
everything.
to. I don't feel like changing characters repeatedly.
Should replace my hammer.
There we go. All done. I think I'm going to temporarily give her this. You know what? Maybe I might give Kale the Favonius Warbow. Or I might give her that temporarily. I'm going to give her this Favonius temporarily. Kale will deal with the sacrificial bow for a little while. I got a lot of sacrificial bows. Damn. Okay.
Pack it over.
The literal sole purpose is because I just didn't feel like switching. Alright, that's done. Let me collect my daily commissions, and let's do your reviews, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for taking so long to do that, but we'll do some of them. I'll do a couple.
It's like a scene from a fairy tale. How pretty. Huh.
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
Alright. Let's go in order now from the people that asked first. Also, I have not memorized Durin's constellations, so I'm not taking that into account yet because I haven't memorized them. I'm only just I haven't even built my Durin yet. I barely even finished leveling him up. So I mean, you guys saw where my stream ended yesterday. I'm not even done leveling him up yet. But anyways. Oh. It's a pretty mannequina. She's got a headset microphone that looks kind of like mine. Except mine looks like earmuffs on the left and right side. It's pretty damn big. They keep my ears kind of warm. Ah, right. Troy, focus. Reviews. Let's pull up Akasha. Oh, and before I forget, my parametric transformer, is it ready? Oh no, I already used it yesterday. Okay, cool. Kimiko's like, focus! MiHoYo check-in. Or no, not MiHoYo check-in. Akasha system. Let's get this up on the live stream, nice and visible. Alright. Let's make this nice and visible for us. We can't see it yet, but we will soon. Okay, there we go. We can see it now. Alright, let me get the user ID. Relos, wanted. Nefer and Enefa. Let's remove that dash. Is this the right account? It's Astral. Okay, now let me load up the next user ID. And it was Cytige 180-84-843. Oh shit. No. It was 847. 483. 847 483. 847 483. Excuse me? Cytige? Did I misspell it? I'm pretty sure I entered it wrong. 180 847 8483, right. 180 847 8483. 847 8483. Got it. There we go. I missed the 7, or I missed the 8. Alright, let me load up everybody else's. Kimiko is next. 7600687716. That's Kimiko. When did Kimiko get Durin? I told you that I told you that she would get it. And then she got him. It was late last night or early this morning, depending on your point of view. Lindsay 777-750-718. I did take a little bit of a peek at the constellations. Is this correct? It's Aiden. Okay, good. Don't forget the account names, ladies and gentlemen. This is correct, right? Yeah, it should be. Kimi, when did you get Durin? I didn't, but I want. Oh. I thought that she got him. Alright. Alright, so that's everybody. Alright, now let's look. So it was, Relos asked first. So Nefer and Enefa. Okay. So we got Lunar Charged, Lunar Bloom. Alright, let's look at this Enefa, and we will refresh so that we are up to date. Alright, let's look at Nefer. First thing that I look at is Nefer leveled up. She is not. She is one of those transformative reaction characters. So if you're pocketing some Dendro gems and you're wondering if she's worth going to 90, pretty much anybody who is a main DPS or a transformative reaction character, it is worth it. And Nefer is literally both. She's both a main DPS and a transformative character. So she's like... Absolutely yes. You absolutely want this with Nefer. Now let's look at the statistics. Right, so I like the weapon, Dawning Frost. No more green crystals. Okay, that makes sense. I like the weapon. The weapon is a good start. Dawning Frost, getting charged attack, you get Elemental Mastery and Critical. And Nefer is all about that. She loves Elemental Mastery and she loves crits. She doesn't really like much of anything else. Now, Nefer, she has some really minor attack scaling. Very, very minor. Like, look. Skill damage, attack just a little bit. Plus a percentage of Elemental Mastery. Elemental Mastery to Nefer is more important than attack power. If you can look at your pie chart, you can see, like, your attack is, like, through the damn roof. Your pie chart looks like a goddamn hammer. That's what it looks like. It looks like a hammer instead of a actual pie chart. But we look at your Elemental Mastery, and you are way behind here. The reason is because you should have main stat Elemental Mastery Sand and main stat Elemental Mastery Goblet for Nefer. Do not use Dendro damage bonus. She wants Elemental Mastery. Give that to her because that's what she wants. That's what she wants more than anything else. Elemental Mastery. Okay? So, we gotta change the main stat on these two. Now, I like that you got the set bonus of Night of the Skies Unveiling, and that's good. And, keep this sand right here, because this attack percentage sand, somebody like, Flynn's would really like this. Or, if you have some sort of on-field driver, for, Lunar Charged or something like that, this is a really good sand, because the amount of critical that it's got, and it's an attack main stat. But it's not for her. It's not for Nefer. She wants Elemental Mastery. Your flower is amazing. Good Elemental Mastery on that. Your feather is pretty decent. You've got Elemental Mastery and critical on it. You don't need that much energy with Nefer because she doesn't really like to burst that much. She's one of those characters that's just elemental skill or bust. Pretty much. Like, it's like 99.999% of her regular single-player gameplay is just elemental skill usage. So her energy is, like, full basically all the time. I mean, there might be some times where you occasionally burst if your skill isn't up or something. If you got a really fast rotation, but otherwise it's probably not happening. So these two main stats need to change. The feather is alright. I mean... I would say this feather is, like, kind of alright. Because you got the critical rate and you got the Elemental Mastery. You just got unlucky to be able to roll very much of it. Critical damage main stat on the circlet, very good, because the set bonus gives you a lot of critical rate, so you're at 65% crit rate, or 64.9. So that's really good. Critical circlet is very favored. And you've got Elemental Mastery and critical rate on here. And don't knock yourself too hard when it comes to substats. Because Nefer doesn't even have 4 separate substats that she even likes. She literally only likes crit rate, crit damage, Elemental Mastery. She's literally just like Skirk. Quite literally the best possible combination of circlet that you could get that would be favorable substats. Literally would be 3 stats. Critical rate, critical damage, and then Elemental Mastery. The attack scaling is minor, so there's something to be said about attack percentage substats. but it's not a role that you would prefer more than the other ones. So, I mean, like, this flat attack does help just a little bit, but it's like tiny. Very, very tiny. So, it's vestigial. Probably not enough damage to make the difference of whether or not you'd kill the boss in, like, one less elemental skill usage. So, now, let's look at... so, your Nefer, I'm gonna give your Nefer, like, a solid C. You pass, maybe a C minus. Yeah, I'd say a C minus, because you're getting there, but, like, this main stat is a fumble, and this main stat is a fumble. But what's really good is you've got a really good weapon choice. Your elemental skill is leveled up to 8, which is really good, and you've got Nefer to level 80. She's ready to ascend. When you have enough. Obviously, getting 6 big fat gemstones. And the main reason why I'm giving you such a low grade of a C minus, even though you got all of this going for you, is because, like, I'm thinking about the amount of resources and how hard it's going to be to find elemental mastery as an on-set sand. And that's the only thing that you can get. Unless you magically get an on-set Elemental Mastery Goblet. But Elemental Mastery Goblets are like the rarest artifacts in the game. So you're kind of going against an uphill battle, my friend. Like, it's going to be hard. It's difficult. And then Nefer also has extremely difficult substats to get. Since, like, she's got the rarest main stats choices that there is. And then she only likes critical in her substats and doesn't even really like attack very much at all. It's very tiny. It sucks. It really does. So, the resource intensiveness of you having to get these 2 artifacts is going to be very hard. So that's why C minus. Like, you got 3 pieces that are really good, but those last 2 are going to be a rock up your ass for about a month and a half. Anyways, let's look at this Inefa. Ooh, love the weapon choice. Prospector, Shovel. She's level 80, good. Elemental Skill and Elemental Burst, 7 and 8, very good. 4-piece Gilded Dreams, I love that. And we've got... Interesting that you decided to go for this. An Elemental Mastery Sand. Now, I remember Inefa's passives that you wanted to reach about 2,000 attack. So, in order to do that, I think that you need to change this sand from Elemental Mastery and change it to attack percentage if you can get it. Attack percentage. That said, keep this Elemental Mastery sand because this is literally a Gilded Dreams Elemental Mastery double crit sand. This is like a very desirable piece for a lot of characters. Your Flower and Feather are absolutely amazing. Your Feather is like crazy good. This goblet has to go. You're going to need an attack percentage goblet to try and help you reach that magical 2,000 attack. And also to make Inefa's shields stronger. The critical damage circlet can be good for Inefa, but if your shields are breaking and your shield is getting cracked, then you'll probably need an attack percentage circlet instead of critical damage. But you got attack percentage in the substats right here, so I would say completely just leave it as it is, because the critical damage greatly contributes to lunar charged reaction, so that's really good. But this goblet's got to go. Other than that, you know, like, you fumbled on 2 statistics, but since attack percentage is way easier as a substat to find, I'm probably willing to give your Inefa, like, even like a straight, like, maybe C+, between C+ and B-, because it's going to be way easier to find this. And also, Elemental Mastery is not, like, literally worthless and useless for Inefa, because she's literally doing Lunar Charged. Attack percentage would be better for her, much better, but this isn't as bad as your Nefer. You switched it? Make sure you log out of the game and log back in to force it to update. And yeah, this goblet, I'm more than sure you have some attack percentage goblets laying around. I'll try and refresh, and then we'll get to the next person. I don't see it. It didn't refresh. But I'll go to Saitish. Dragon Saitish. Hey, Saitish. What were the characters that you wanted, Saitish? It was Durin. And I don't think that there was anything else. You only just asked for Durin. Alright, let's look at your Durin. I'll look back at your Inefa once it loads up. Alright. So, let's see this. Okay. 4-piece Noblesse. 4-piece Noblesse is good for Durin. We like that. I like to see it. HP Sand. You said you will switch it to attack Sand, so I'll give you benefit of the doubt that you have the correct main stat, but no extra credit for substats, because, I mean, I don't see what your attack Sand is. You said that you have the goal of doing that, so that's good. Pyro Damage Goblet. Critical Rate Circlet. That's very good. Right now, I don't know what the Hexen Circle effects or statistics will become, but since the set bonus doesn't give any critical, I highly favor giving Durin, like, critical rate bonus circlet, because that tends to just be more valuable on characters that can't get it. He ascends with critical damage as well, so critical rate circlet is even more favorable to Durin for that reason as well. Your Flower and Feather are amazing. Now, energy recharge is kind of subjective with Durin, just a little bit, because sometimes people say, hey, use 4 pieces of Emblem of Severed Fate, but his constellations give him crazy energy back, and he gets a lot of energy recharge. So building Emblem... Sorry, excuse me. Building Emblem of Severed Fate with a shitload of energy recharge, that would be obtuse, to say the least, because he doesn't really need the energy. You're just building it for elemental burst damage. In which case, Noblesse 2-piece gives you elemental burst damage, and then you can get something like Crimson Witch of Flames 2-piece for the pyro damage bonus instead of full team attack. If somebody else, like Bennett, is in the team giving the team bonus attack power. So it's a little bit subjective and it's a little bit awkward, so don't go too hard on farming for substats for Durin, because this can change very soon. Hello, Saffron. How you doing? We're doing character reviews for everybody today. Everybody gets 2 characters of their own choosing from their account. 2 per person. I don't... this is good for Durin for now. As a matter of fact, if you're going to farm for an attack Sand, I would almost be on the side of saying don't even bother doing it. Just wait. Because, again, the set bonus and the artifacts can change. How does one join? I only have one worth showing. Well, it's not even just what you have worth showing. You could be just looking for a character where you're just kind of looking for a little bit of guidance, or maybe my opinion. Alright, let's see if it updated his Inefa. Okay, it did. Alright, let's see this now. Hey, this is much better. Very, very good. Hey, now we're cooking. Hey, Astral, Relos, if you're still here and you're still watching, looking at your Inefa now, after you change that Elemental Mastery Sand and you change that HP Goblet, this Inefa is looking like a straight A+. This is much better. This is full, very solid all around. Over 2,500 roll value. You got a good weapon for her that literally is lunar charge damage, so your best craftable. You got level 8 and 7 on your elemental skill and burst, and you've got her leveled up to 80. Yeah, that's looking much more solid. Very, very good. Way more solid for your Inefa. A+. This is good. This is perfect. Any improvements at this point are literally just spending wishes to get a better weapon, or getting those massive 6 gigantic electro gemstones to get her ascended to 90. Because she's a transformative lunar charge reaction character. Other than that, that's amazing. That's really good. That's much better. Massive improvement. Good job. Alright. Kimiko. Massively improved drawing in person, or Relos. Massively improved Inefa. Much, much better. Okay, Kimiko, she wants... What does she want? She wants Lauma and Nefer. Lauma. Let's refresh. The Dendro girls. It's refreshed. Okay. Make sure you type in the account name as well, Saffron. And make sure that if you're looking for what to do, it's in my live stream description. So make sure that you type in the account name so that we can make sure that I get the right one, you know? Yeah, it's because I might type it in and we might not get the right name. And then 604-264-954. Saf. Okay. Is this you? It should be. And everybody is in line, and I'm just going from left to right, getting everybody. Okay, let's see your Lauma. Okay, Black Marrow Lantern. That's very good. That's a good start. Getting that Lunar Bloom damage is good, because Lauma is all about Lunar Bloom. That's all she cares about. We got Silken Moon Serenade. You got 2 pieces of it. It looks like you're trying to work on 4-piece, but you don't quite have it yet. I should have read, but didn't. That's alright. So, Lauma only needs normal attack if she's gonna be the on-fielder. Otherwise, you can save money by not upgrading her normal attack. It's mostly just elemental skill and elemental burst to help her just apply Dendro and make blooms. Looking at your elemental mastery, it's nice that you're reaching almost 1,000, but I see right here that you have an HP sand and an HP circlet. So even if you break the set bonus, I just don't get any artifacts. Okay, so you don't have to match the set bonus. So something that you can do for your Lauma to temporarily improve her. So that way you don't just strain yourself, okay? There's Wanderer's Troop, which drops from bosses. And you could get 2 pieces of that, and that will give you some elemental mastery. Or there's even, like, you know, the 2-piece elemental mastery sets. You can get that as your sand or a circlet. So, and even if it's not even a matching set bonus, just get the main stat of elemental mastery and main stat of elemental mastery here. Either that, or you can get critical damage as your main stat for the circlet. Critical damage for the circlet also works for Lauma as well. So, and again, you don't even need it to match anything. Just get crit damage or elemental mastery circlet. And then just elemental mastery of anything for the sand. Because I know how hard it is to find elemental mastery main stat on set for every single character. And don't strain yourself, Kimiko. So keep leveling up your characters, and you can let go. You could just ignore these artifacts for now, because Stygian Onslaught is coming soon, and when Stygian Onslaught is here, I will be doing streams where I will, like, you know, offer to help people farm the Stygian Onslaught. So I can make you come to the Onslaught with me, and we will farm together. You just have to condense your resin and just pick butterflies and just make sure you condense your resin until each stream happens. So, you know, I'll be doing a stream like every anywhere from every 2 days, maybe 3 days when the onslaught is out. But that said, Lauma cares about one thing and one thing only, and that is elemental mastery. Nothing else. Even the set bonus is like, yeah, it's nice and it helps you get a little bit more crit and blah 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 blah. But if you don't have the main stat on elemental mastery, this set bonus is nothing but a crowning jewel. It's just the cherry on top. It doesn't make or break the character, not quite like Viridescent Veriner does. Viridescent Veriner, I wouldn't give a damn if somebody asked for a Sucrose review. I don't give a shit if they're using like full defense. If they don't have this 4-piece set bonus on Viridescent Veriner, it's kind of ass using Sucrose. Just saying. Now, assuming that the Sucrose is support and not some sort of strange Desert Pavilion Chronicle normal attacking character with Faruzan. Oh god, now somebody's gonna do that. Sucrose and Faruzan. I should have never said anything. Long as bread isn't here. Anyways, yeah. Get that for your Lauma. Don't worry too much about set bonus. Elemental Mastery Sand, and then get critical damage for your Circlet. Alright, let's look at Nefer. Alright, Nefer, Widsith. Very good choice, straight off the bat. By the way, I'll give your Lauma probably like a C-. Mostly because it's gonna be... Actually, maybe even a C, not a C-. Mostly because the set bonus is helpful, but it's not literally make or break for the character. So, I mean, she's getting there, but I don't know. It's probably C-. It's you got 2 pieces, maybe even a D+, I don't know. You're getting there, but it's gonna be a hard climb. It's not gonna be easy to find these things because you don't have them, but I'd probably give you a C+ once you at least get the main stats. And once you get them. But where she's at right now, your Lauma is pretty rough, you know? I don't know how you managed to get 1,000 with, like, missing so many pieces. Nefer. There we go. Widsith, I already like that. Not me trying to close the ad on you, on your stream, thinking it's... Oh, you're trying to... Oh, I'm sorry. I'll get rid of it. My bad. You're clicking it. You're trying to click it. You're like, why won't the ad go away? Yeah, Akasha.Genshin got its own ads. Alright, anyways, looking at this Nefer, your Nefer looks much more healthy than your Lauma. Your Nefer is in a position that's a lot less difficult than your Lauma. Your Lauma, she's like in a hole. She doesn't have sand, goblet, or I mean she's or circlet. Wait. I'm pretty... Yeah, your Nefer, she literally just needs an elemental mastery goblet, and she'll be in a pretty good condition to have all of the main stats. That said, you literally only need 1 more piece for Night of the Skies Unveiling. So you need an elemental mastery goblet or a critical damage circlet that's on set. Either one. And if you have elixirs... And if you have just an elemental mastery goblet that's just sitting somewhere in your inventory, somewhere. Any kind of elemental mastery goblet. Shit, even a purple one. Crafting a critical damage circlet could definitely do the trick to be able to complete your Nefer. Your Nefer has everything going for her, except this goblet is not helping her. And... well, the circlet being not on set is also kind of hurtful as well. But you do have level 8 for your elemental skill, level 90 Widsith, and the Widsith is absolutely fucking wonderful. That's a great weapon. When Nefer gets the attack bonus, it kind of sucks, but when she gets the elemental mastery, now she's gassed up, which is crazy good. And then the elemental damage bonus, I'm not really sure about that. I suppose it would be good. Maybe. Possibly. Elemental damage bonus doesn't really help with transformative reactions, though, so probably not much. So you're kind of fishing for a little bit of a jackpot with the Widsith, but it still gives 55% crit damage. And it's still possible to get that lucky 300 elemental mastery increase. So that's all your Nefer needs. She's almost there to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, she's built, she's good, she's done. You just need at least one more on-set piece, and you can open up the meat locker and throw on whatever piece you just got sitting around in your bag to match the rest of it. So, unfortunately, I can't count this goblet. Might be worth using a crit rate circlet to hit the 70% crit rate threshold. Yes, a critical rate circlet for your Nefer in particular might actually be good, but we have to account for the fact that 10% or 11% of our crit rate is coming from this goblet, and all of her artifacts are rolled with crit damage. So yeah, a critical rate circlet would definitely be much more favorable. You'd drop like 62 critical damage, yeah, but when you change this goblet, I'm more than sure that the Elemental Mastery Goblet that you find is probably not going to have 10% crit rate. That's pretty hard to get. And that means your critical rate will drop down to like almost 10% without the set bonus of Night of the Skies Unveiling. The 4-piece set bonus. Assuming that you do have it, you'd be at like 40% crit rate even with the bonus happening. So, yeah, you definitely could use a critical rate circlet. Critical damage circlet would be kind of bad for your Nefer, honestly. Unless you get crazy critical rate substats. Yeah, you really need a crit rate circlet. Thank you for pointing that out, Saffron Cross. That said, flower, feather, sand, all of those are keepers. Keep every single one. They're nice. You got a kind of overkill on the energy recharge, but whatever. I mean, these pieces have critical damage and elemental mastery rolled on every single one of them. So, I mean, that's fine. Your Nefer, honestly, she's on that line of me giving her like a C+ because she's almost there. But because I mean, she's getting there. I don't know. I'll give her just a regular C. Because it's just too fucking hard to find these pieces. I'm not going to give her a C- because she's definitely better than your Lauma, but she's still got some big pieces to go for. Namely, the main stat on the goblet. Circlet, crit damage, I don't know. I think I'd give her a C+. She's missing kind of the goblet, though, but I'll give her a C+. When you review mine, can you review Inefa first? I guess so. Aiden. This is Lindsay. What did Lindsay ask for? You still here, Lindsay? She asked for just Durin. That's the only one she wanted. Okay. Durin. She still needs workout, so I would like your input. Okay. Alright. This Durin, okay. So, I see what you're going for, Lindsay. You're going for 2 pieces of Noblesse, and then 2 pieces of Crimson Witch of Flames. So, that's actually alright. Honestly, this is more of a personal damage for Durin build. Because, like, Noblesse is just 20% attack for 12 seconds. But Durin has, like, a 20-second duration on his burst. Oh, God. Get rid of this. Yeah, 20 seconds duration. Yeah, 20 seconds. So, I would say that the pyro damage bonus kind of, I don't know, kind of feels like it's better for his personal damage. The Noblesse is good for, like, team damage. But if you got Bennett on the team, then he's probably using Noblesse, right? And with Bennett being on the banner, I think it's safe to say that a lot of people wishing for Durin very likely have Bennett. That's what I gave him for now. Honestly, this is pretty decent. This is really close to what I'm probably going to give my own Durin. Just so you know, Lindsay. I would say you need a Pyro Damage Goblet because you've got... Oh, right. You're not going to have 2-piece Crimson Witch of Flames if you get rid of that. But that's alright. I mean, don't worry too much about Durin having a perfect set bonus. Because, like, just don't sweat your ass off for it. Just use what you have and then treat it like it was Inefa early release. Wait for one more patch and then we'll have the artifact set out for the Hex and Circle stuff. If it becomes a thing. If not, I mean, just throw a Pyro Damage Goblet on him, and just don't knock yourself too hard about set bonuses and stuff. It's just it's gonna make you regret spending your resin on it when you throw all of that you just farmed away just because you're about to get a new set, if it happens. Hello, somebody says that I had a crazy accident happen during playing the video game. Oh, what happened was that? Yeah, just give him a pyro damage bonus goblet and then you're good, Lindsay. Now, Durin does get energy recharged from using his elemental skill, so he gets a crap ton. He says when he was exploring, he found a treasure box, opened the treasure box, and I was able to open that same box 10 or 11 times. How could this be possible? I don't know. You should tell all of us how to do it repeatedly. Lindsay says I was going to give him full Emblem of Severed Fate. Well, the problem about full Emblem of Severed Fate is that if your energy is way too damn high, if you don't believe me, I can show you the video. I've also done the screen recording. Oh, I believe you. It's just that there's tons of buggy things that happen with Genshin Impact. Lots of strange, unique, and fascinating things. For now, I can't say what the best in slot weapons are for Durin. But the Amenoma Kageyuchi definitely gives him some good damage because of its high attack percentage and attack power rating. And the fact that it gives back a little bit of energy. But if you're using Emblem of Severed Fate, there's a chance that another weapon might be better. Also, depending on how much energy you actually need with Durin, because I haven't had the chance to actually test how much energy he actually needs and how much energy is comfortable. And I know that some of his constellations boost his elemental skill, like, way high. And the higher this elemental skill level is, the more energy that Durin gets back directly. You see energy regeneration? At, like, level 13, he gets back, like, 42 energy. So you really want to get this elemental skill way high up. Like way high up, Lindsay. I want to see a lot of elemental skill levels. So the more elemental skill levels you get, the less energy recharge that you need. And how much does he need? I'm not exactly sure. But characters that are like 60 energy, max energy, that are off-field the entire time, like permanently off-field, like, I don't know, Rosaria, I guess. I guess that's not permanent, but fairly off-field. Having around 200% energy recharge for somebody that's like 15 seconds cooldown would be good. So I guess for Durin, since he recharges a bunch of his energy, it's going to depend on your elemental skill level. So if you're constantly farming substats and you're not comfortable with your energy, start maxing out your elemental skill to find your comfort level first before you go trying to build Emblem of Severed Fate. Because you build all of that energy recharge and not just straight up build damage. So I would not do it for now. But low constellations Durin would probably have more benefit from that than high constellations. That's what I think right now anyways. But this is the first day and I haven't even gotten to play with him myself yet, guys. Not even finished building him. I haven't even leveled up my own Durin. This Durin is a higher level than mine. And I got mine to C6. But all in all, Lindsay, other than no pyro damage goblet, your Durin should perform pretty decently. I think I'll give your Durin a grade. Assuming that he had a pyro damage goblet of any kind instead of just this attack one, I'd honestly give him like straight up solid B. He's good. He's got the basics. Assuming that, again, that he has a pyro damage goblet. Got the basics. Set bonus is questionable, but it's going to remain that way until he gets a dedicated set to release. He's kind of like Inefa, when people were using 2-piece elemental mastery, 2-piece attack. I don't have Lion's Roar for him, though, so I gave him the same weapon as Ayato. Lion's Roar can be good, but the thing is, Lion's Roar is not good when Durin is the one who's doing the vaporizing. So it depends on what team he's in, because if you put him inside like a Chevrus team, then Lion's Roar is amazing, because the enemies are always going to have Pyro or Electro on them. But if you're using Durin with somebody like Neuvilette, then the Lion's Roar isn't going to do anything, because Neuvilette is a goddamn fire hydrant, and Durin is more of a machine gun. Saffron says, I was using 4-piece Tenacity of the Millilith on Inefa when she released. That's nice. That said, I don't know if her elemental skill hits off-field that much, does it? Because it's like the Lunar Charge Cloud. I don't know if that's considered elemental skill damage. It says it's considered Lunar Charge damage. But anyways, continuing onwards with the reviews, let's go to Saffron. You're the next one in line. It was Inefa and who was it that you asked for, Saffron? Let me see. Inefa and Flynn's, right. Fractured Halo. Hey, congratulations on getting a signature weapon. Nice. And a first constellation. Very nice. We got Attack Sands, Attack Goblet, Critical Damage Circlet. Very good. 2,174 attack. That's wonderful. 8 and 8 on the Elemental Skill and Burst. Let me refresh this just to make sure it's up to date. And you got 4 pieces of Silken Moon's Serenade. I love it. This Inefa is absolutely wonderful. That said, I would like to say that of the opinion that Silken Moon Serenade is not objectively worse than using Gilded Dreams on Inefa. It's literally just because, like, somebody else is using it, like Aino or somebody like that. Aino or whoever the heck is in your party with Inefa. I cannot read that, whatever that is. English, please. Because, I can't understand what the language is. Anyways, this is wonderful. This is an A+ Inefa. She's like super. She's got the 2000 attack. She's got the main stat set bonus of everything. Yeah, she has all desirable main statistics. Very desirable set bonus. She's leveled up. She's got a great weapon. She's got the everything. Good night. Alright, good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the Healy churls bite. You even got a little bit of energy recharge, too. Nice. You snuck a little bit of energy in there. 49% of it. I love this Inefa. This Inefa is perfect. You get an A+. Flins. The helmet and sands need a little work. What do you... The helmet and sands need a little bit of work. Let me... Wait, hold on a minute. Fuck you mean that it needs work? This... it's a crit damage circlet with 10% crit rate. That's hard to find, man. Then you got energy recharge on it, too. That's nice. Yeah, it's got flat HP, flat defense, and you lost one roll, but... like, it's a 4-stat line item, and you got 50% of the rolls to go into critical rate. That's good. That's hard to beat. Artifacts that are at, like, 300 roll value and up they're hard to beat. That's not easy. That's not easy to beat. That's hard to beat. You got an attack sands with double critical, and it's what? A 5-stat line starter? So you got, what? 2 crit rate rolls here, 1 crit damage roll, and then 2 flat attack rolls. And it's still attack power. A 1 flat attack roll is worth like half of a attack percentage roll. So it's basically the same thing as you getting a 4-stat line starter, and you got 1 attack percentage substat. That's the same thing. This is this Inefa is I can't. There's a lot of circlets that I have that I just, yeah, you got 50% of the rolls. That's what Genshin is like with really good characters. They only design the game for half your rolls to actually bring any value because of the randomness. And it's a fucking on-set critical damage circlet as well, so that's even better. And your goblet is an on-set attack one. That's really good. But yeah, I mean, how many circlets do you have that are on-set double crit circlet that gets at least 2 extra rolls in a critical? That's just rare, man. It's not happening, especially on a 4-stat line. It's rare. Good luck. I don't know how you're going to get any improvements on that, but if you're trying, good luck. I do wish you luck. I just, I think it's going to be very difficult to get a better one. And that sand, yeah, even better luck. I wish you even better luck finding a better one than that. That's a good sand. Think positively. Positively. Alright, let's look at Flynn's. Hey, look at that. Very nice, Flynn's. Attack Sand, attack Goblet, critical damage Circlet, 4-piece Night of the Skies Unveiling. You have 35 rolls that are counting towards your character. 35 favorable rolls. Oh, damn. 3,000 roll value is insane. That said, you know, I do like the roll value modifiers for Flynn's because since he's so energy hungry as a character, you got a lot of I don't know if this is enough energy for Flynn's. This is my pride and joy character. C6. Oh, that's where the extra energy is coming from. Ah, I see it now. Okay. Alright. I see. Where can I give him my character info? Type in your user ID, username, and then up to 2 characters that you'd like. Check in the description of the live stream and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So your user ID, username, and the names of 2 characters that you want to look at. This Flynn's is really, really good. When I first looked at it, I looked at the energy recharge and I thought, oh, no, he might struggle for energy. Because he's got, like, so much damage and everything, but where's the energy at? And then I realized he's C6. So he probably got some sort of constellation that's giving you the energy somehow. Also, you've got signature weapon right here. You gain 14 elemental energy. So it can be restored so 1 energy per second, basically. So that's good energy. That gives more than enough. So it makes this 110%. This is not representative of how strong your character actually works. Because the weapon doesn't, like, say the energy recharge goes up. It'll be R5 on his rerun. Dob. Well, this is a really strong Flynn's. You see the dedication to some of these characters. User ID. Please send it all in one message if possible, so that way it doesn't get buried in the chat, because some people have done that where they will type out their username and user ID, but I can see all of it right now. It's mostly when people are chatting and talking, and then it gets spread out, and then I can't find it, and like each message is like 2 minutes apart, and you know I like literally it's just a random user ID 180-166-7401. Name is Sawada. Nefer and Malvika. Okay. Let's refresh this and make sure it's up to date. Please make sure your characters are sitting inside of your showcase so that they get shown. So, Malvika. Let's look at this Malvika. Alright, so looking at this Malvika, first thing that I looked at is the fact that you're using a critical weapon and you're using an attack sand. Are you using your Malvika in a melt and vaporize party, or are you doing overload? Muncappy. Monkhappy 4864. By the way, thanks for my review. Yes, Saitish. Saitish, you were here. I think we did you first. Attack damage only with Seat Lolly. So, you're trying to do melt with Malvika, right? If you're trying to do melt with Malvika and you're using Seat Lolly to apply the cryo, then your statistics may need to change. So I see that you have 4-piece on set and you're off. Oh, excuse me. I see that your off piece is the feather. So this saves your build, because I would have given you immediately a much lower grade. Because I was like, if you said that you use your Malvika for overload, then I would have said, oh, this is an A+ Malvika. But since you're using her with Melt, and this is your build, I might give you a little bit lower a grade, only for the fact that Melt Malvika, one that goes for Melt and Vaporize with Farina or Seat Lolly or something like that, what is Overload, though? Overload is Chevrus. So, Chevrus with Pyro and Electro. So you'd be using either Fischl or Auroron, one of the two. That would be them, with Chevrus. So you can do lots of direct damage. Seat Lolly is more about the gigantic nuke hits of vaporizing them or melting them. So, since you're using Malvika and Seat Lolly together, get an Elemental Mastery Sand if you can. And I'm sure you probably have some nice flowers and feathers. Or some nice feathers that you can use that are on set laying around in your inventory. So try switching to an Elemental Mastery Sand because, look, if we change the leaderboard around for your Malvika, and we're looking for Melt Team, you got a critical main stat weapon, so we'll put you in 1000 Blazing Suns Premium Melt combo right here. This, I think, would be the most accurate leaderboard because you have Seat Lolly. So, oh. There we go. I think new Overload team is Chevrus, Durin, Fischl. Chevrus, Durin, and Fischl with any Pyro/Electro DPS, right? Yeah. Chevrus, Durin, Fischl, and then, yeah, pretty much any Pyro/Electro DPS. Yes, that makes sense. But anyways, okay, so... Oh, God. I've destroyed it. But anyways, I think you need an Elemental Mastery main stat sand. And... yeah, this is what you would actually be up against. I can't get the pie chart to change on the right because it's just not changing. And I can't get it to change. Saitish says, my overload is Chevrus, Arlecchino, Fischl, and Durin. Very good. I love Chevrus. Scary, excuse me. Let me go back so that your character's not all messed up. Sorry, hiccups. Sawada. But yeah, that's what you need. Your other pieces are all amazing. This Pyro Goblet on set, you know, you get extra credit for having an on-set elemental damage bonus goblet that's rolled well. You get extra credit for that. That's like extremely hard to find, but it makes your character significantly easier to build, like endlessly easier. Because almost everybody always has the goblet as their off-piece because it's so hard to get them. So, extra credit for that. That's really good. Your circlet, amazing choice. But it's just the sand. That's the only thing that's holding you back. And it makes sense to use an attack sand for Malvika. But once you change the leaderboards around... like, let me see if I can find a Malvika leaderboard. Let's search for EU. Malvika. Or, wait. Where can I search for? Actually, let me just search the actual leaderboards. And let's pull up, like, what a premium team Malvika looks like. Just so I can give you a decent example. Because normally I have somebody in here that can, that has a Malvika that's on a premium team, but Okay. We'll click here. There's also a bit of overcap on the crit rate, hitting 110% with a set bonus. Yeah, there is a little bit of that, but I wanted to... That's going to change when he changes his sand. Okay, so, right here. You see this Malvika, you see the difference of elemental mastery, and also, fuck me. The right half of the pie chart is chopped off, and I'm trying to show you the pie chart of... There we go. Got it. So, look at... You see the Malvikas who are in the Vaporize and Melt category? Your Malvika is in the Overload category, because look at how little elemental mastery you have compared to Melt Malvika. Your Malvika's elemental mastery is literally so low that Akasha thinks that you're not using her in a Melt team or Vaporize team. Now note that this Malvika does have an attack sand, right? She does have an attack sand, but look at the elemental mastery that she's rolled for. So this is an exception because she has substats that add up to 205 elemental mastery. But if we go downwards a couple of ranks, let me leave her profile and then go back into the leaderboards to show you again. I'm going to go slightly farther back, right? Where it's a little bit more realistic of a build, but still an insane build. Right here, see? Oh, let me refresh so I can get the damn pie chart back. So I'm trying to show you another Malvika that's built from Melt. And right here you see 275 elemental mastery. And you can see what the top 1% on average has for this. They're at like 261. But you saw somebody who was literally in the top 1% have an attack sand, but they rolled a shit ton of elemental mastery subs. So that's what you're missing. So that's what you need for your Malvika Muncappy. And Saffron, thank you for catching things. There's little bits here and there that I'm not catching. You can see, though, that this Malvika is massively overcapped, though, because 81.2% critical rate. She's like 20% crit rate over. But I went downwards a little bit on purpose because, yes, this is less efficient, but it's showing you, like, I'm showing you the elemental mastery. That's what I wanted to show you, is that there are Malvikas that have to use elemental mastery because, you see, she didn't roll nearly as much. She rolled only 89. Can you check my Arlecchino for Overload? Because my one character is only reviewed. I don't know who my is. I'm sorry. Cytige, but... oh, Dragon X Cytige. That's what you want. Right. So, yeah, this is a great example of a Malvika that's built from Melt. And you can see that even this Malvika has her inefficiencies. She's overcapped on crit rate just like you are. But overcapping just a little bit is perfectly fine because when we look at your Malvika, and you're probably going to change your elemental mastery, change your attack sand to elemental mastery, right? And then you probably are holding on to some feathers that may not be as crazy as this feather, but they'll still be pretty decent, right? This is 100% of all of the elemental mastery that your Malvika has is on your feather. So you'll be at like 187. When you change this sand and this feather, you're going to lose about 10% crit rate, damn near. So you're not going to be so badly overcapped. You're proud of your feather? This is a really nice feather, but in order for you to get your elemental mastery sand, unless you already have one, you know, something's got to give, man, you know? And again, don't knock yourself too badly about being overcapped by just a little bit, because if you take a slightly less impressive feather to be on set for you to be able to get another Elemental Mastery Sand that's, you know, about as good as this. Your build improves overall because your Elemental Mastery is your weakest point. So that would be what I would suggest as a change, is simply that. I know it hurts to replace that feather, but that might be what you would have to do. Possibly. Maybe, possibly. Okay, Malvika is done. What was your other character? Also, by the way, I'm gonna give your Malvika a literal, like, I'm gonna give her, like, an A. Not an A minus, not an A plus, an A. Because she's there. She really is. And the changes are extremely easy because if you farmed all of this, it's more than likely that you have a decent feather. And then the Elemental Mastery Sand can just be straight from the meat locker. You just, I know you gotta have one. You have to. So A. She's really, really, really good. She's way up there. She's only just that tiny, tiny sliver off from just being perfection, you know? Just that tiny sliver. Okay, Nefer. Nefer is your other character. First thing that I look at, I see an Elemental Mastery Sand. That's good. I like the weapon. That's very good. I like that she's leveled up. That's very good. Elemental skill is superior A. Yeah, she's very good. She's just that little smidget off from perfection. And unfortunately, it's a common problem with Malvikas to use an attack sand and then go for a vaporized build because, I mean, it's normal to do that with pretty much every character. You know, that's a normal thought process. She scales with attack, so you use attack sand. That just makes sense, right? It does. But the nerd calculations have gotten to me, and I have learned as a result of those nerd calculations. So I have suggested it ever since to others. Alright, sorry about that. Now let's look at your Nefer. So, the first thing that I'm looking at is this goblet right here. Elemental Mastery Sands and Change of Feather. Let's go. Yeah, once you do that, your Malvika gets an A+. She will immediately rise to an A+, because she'll be ranked in the proper leaderboard because her stats are more accurate to what you're actually trying to do with her. But anyways, back to your Nefer. This goblet has to be changed. She needs Elemental Mastery. She has really, really, really minor attack scaling. Extremely minor. And then after that, it's just all Elemental Mastery. So this has got to change. Even though this is a wonderful attack goblet, keep it for either, I don't know, maybe Inefa or maybe Flynn's. Flynn's, this would be like one of the top 1% kind of goblets for Flynn's. That's really like a top 1% Flynn's goblet right there. It absolutely is. I stole that goblet from Flynn's. Give it back! This is degeneracy! Yeah, Nefer just wants Elemental Mastery, Sand, and Goblet. She literally doesn't want anything else. She won't accept any other substitutes. She literally doesn't. And as you can see, if we look at your pie chart here, your pie chart looks kind of like a Pac-Man. With a giant forehead. Because you can see, like, look, that's what the attack goblet is. Because I still didn't roll Elemental Mastery Goblet for Nefer. Yeah, that makes sense. But, yeah. That's rough. But, yeah, your Nefer looks kind of like Pac-Man as a result of this. Again, with a giant forehead. That's the only thing that you need. Unfortunately, will you do my review? Yeah, I will, Saitish. And it was Arlecchino. I remember. I'll go back to it. Yeah, I genuinely believe, though, that it's going to be extremely hard for you to get an on-set Elemental Mastery Goblet for Night of the Skies Unveiling. It's extremely rare. You got, like, a 0.5% chance per domain run. And if you can do, what, 10 domain runs a day, you got a 5% chance of getting it every day. That means it would take you about 100 days to find an onset Elemental Mastery goblet. And that's just finding one, not one that's double crit or anything like that. That's just having one that's even an ugly one. And honestly, with your Nefer, even an ugly one would be better than this attack one. So I would say that just stop farming for this Nefer. Just stop trying to farm to get artifacts for her. I got an ugly Elemental Mastery Goblet, though. Give it to her! If you had an ugly Elemental Mastery Goblet, I would be willing to give her like an A, even. Probably. Because she has everything, you know? And substats are extremely hard for Nefer. For Nefer to get a 500% roll value, Flynn's would get that extremely easily. Because she only has 2 statistics that she can get on something like the Sand. The Sand is like the hardest artifact to roll. Because you only got crit rate, crit damage. But I can't give you anything for this attack goblet. What can she get? I mean, yeah, you got some nice crit rate and crit damage on it, but the main stat is the most important thing. And without that, an artifact, I don't really care as much about. I don't really care that much about substats compared to the main stat. Yeah. Give her that ugly one. It will help her so much more. So much more. I'd literally be willing to give her an A if she had an onset. I would call her build done. I would call her a finished character. Give her that ugly one. I don't care if it's like double flat defense, double HP. I'd give it to her. Ugly. Yes, ugly one it is. Yes, focus on main stat set bonus, my friend. Because the thing is, people get distracted about this substat shit, and they forget sometimes that the main stat is like 75% of the character's potential. How are you gonna use a Lunar Bloom character and not use Elemental Mastery? Come on, man. Give it to her. It's almost like what Bread did to Mona, alright? He forced Mona to be a main DPS. That's worse than what Venti did to her. And that's graphic. And we don't do non-child-friendly content like that on this channel. I will speak of it no further. And if you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm not gonna tell you. Alright, Saitij, let's look for your Arlecchino. We're reviewing your Arlecchino, and you said it was Overload specifically. Yeah? Thanks, Mr. Troy. Thank you for coming, Mooncappy. Also, don't forget to like the stream. I need it so that I can keep doing shit like this. Excuse me. So, we got normal attacks, level 10, nice. We got an attack sand, pyro damage goblet, and critical damage circlet, very good. Elemental mastery is nice and low, it's only at 37. And it's all coming from the feather, which is a literal double crit. So if we turn off that elemental mastery, This is what your feather actually looks like because you're in Overload. And you're in an Overload party. So that's what your feather looks like. So something I do want to highlight to you, Saitij, is by committing to your Arlecchino, becoming an Overload Arlecchino, instead of a Melt and Vaporize Arlecchino, you actively have actually made your rolls harder to get. Because since you don't use Elemental Mastery, you're taking this away. So, say for example, your Sand, right? The best possible artifact outcome that you can get for your Sand is attack percentage, critical rate, critical damage. And that is it. You can only get 2 rolls. So literally your best possible artifacts that you can get for your sand pieces is like a 50-50 roll on every single artifact upgrade. And just to do some quick math for you, if we were to say you were to land a 50-50 chance 5 times in a row, assuming that you just had the sand and it was a 5 stat line starter and it's double crit attack percentage, that'd be 50%, 25, 12.5, 6.25, and so you'd have a 3.12% chance of rolling all 5 rolls into either of your criticals. Any combination of your critical rolls. A 3.25% chance each time you get a double crit sand. That's attack percentage. Now, if we change the odds around just a little bit, that I probably wouldn't be able to do very easily. If you had 5 rolls, I'm sorry, if you had if you could go 5 times, but it was crit rate, crit damage, elemental mastery, kind of like your feather, suddenly now you got a 75% chance on your best possible artifacts. And it becomes now possible that your flowers and feathers can have 4 rolls that are favorable. Crit rate, crit damage, attack percentage, elemental mastery. But without the elemental mastery, the best possible flower and feather that you can get, which are supposed to be the easiest artifacts to roll in the damn game, only 3 of your rolls on your best possible pieces can ever be useful. Ever. Only 3. That's it. So that's what you're up against when you do this with Arlecchino. You really box yourself into making some really hard fucking rolls. Some really hard rolls. I respect the hustle if you decide to commit to making an Overload Arlecchino, man. I respect the hustle. And I salute you. I will also dig your grave for you when you inevitably be driven mad and lose your damn mind trying to roll. Ugh. Sorry. I had to stretch. You still there, Saitij? All in all, overall, your Arlecchino is definitely an A+ Overload Arlecchino, though. That's for sure. She's, like, fantastic. She's at that magical 2,500 roll value. Characters that get to that point, it's really hard to do anything that's an upgrade after that point. Other than literally buying more constellations or getting extremely marginal side grades. Not upgrades, side grades. For like 90% of artifacts that you even think have a chance. Not 90% of artifacts you find, but 90% of the ones that you think even have a chance are literally just going to be side grades. So this Arlecchino, at this point, the only way to upgrade is Sanctifying Elixirs or reroll feathers. I mean, okay, theoretically, it might be possible to upgrade it different ways, like randomly getting lucky, but at that point, you probably could have built like 3 or 4 more characters entirely. You could have built an entire team, probably, with how much it's going to cost you. Because I just told you just a minute ago that how long it would take that one player to find an on-set elemental mastery goblet for Nefer. It would take almost 100 days of constant farming if they did 10 dungeon runs a day. Meaning spending your 20 resin 10 times, and I know that you can spend it a little bit faster than that now, but still. That's just a ridiculous amount of resin. 100 days worth. That's 3 months worth of grinding. And that's not even guaranteed that he'll find it. At that point, he could have just fucking dumped all of that into the Sanctifying Elixir cash register machine and just produced himself a goddamn Elemental Mastery Goblet at that point. But yes, lovely Arlecchino. A+ for her overload. I respect the dedication. She's wonderful. Alright, no more reviews. Everybody's all tapped out. We've gotten everybody down. That's good. Excuse me. Oh, right. We got official constellation.
I still have so much to learn about human interactions. Like, where should I put my hands when I'm nervous? I just really want to make friends with everyone.
Lindsay says, wow, C6 Fischl. Thank you. I got lucky and got Fischl. During the wishing stream yesterday.
Yeah, I was just about to come find you. Let's see what it says.
Now sprout to life the story's seeds, stirred by wind-born melodies. Then on that breeze the music leaves, fading into distant memories. seek the place where wind and tale entwine, and once there, make 3 riddles into verse, and 3 melodies into song. For in poetry and song will this story start to blossom.
So we're gonna go to Mondstadt and sing?
All that talk about wind and melodies. What do you think the answer could be? Oh.
Care to elaborate?
Wind, music, poetry. Tone-deaf bards gotta know the answer.
You mean Lord Barbados? Albedo introduced us when I first arrived in Mondstadt. I mean, someone like me was bound to catch his eye sooner or later.
It's better that it's out in the open anyway. Now, how should we track him down?
I'm pretty sure he's already caught wind of what's going on here. Why don't we just see where the wind takes us?
Right. He definitely makes it easy to forget he's a real god sometimes.
Paimon roasting Venti. Oh! Venti will never stop getting eternally roasted. Ah, right.
Traveler, Paimon! What a sight for sore eyes! Ah, and the little dragon from the fairy tale world. I heard your voices calling out to me on the wind. Something about needing help with a riddle?
Sorry to disturb you, Lord Barbados.
Disturb me? Not at all! To tell you the truth, I'm just as curious about this riddle as you are. Let me take a look. What is it? Did you figure out the answer? 3 riddles and 3 melodies. That sure takes me back. The answer you seek lies hidden in memory. Looks like running to Tone-Deaf Bard was the right call after all. Long ago, those mages came to Mondstadt, seeking to test their strength against mine. But I replied, let us make music, not war, and resolve our conflicts through song. So I strummed my lyre and sang them this verse. Oh wind, welcome now, my guests. Pass through verdant leaves unseen, where shape your formless self may take, and offer up a graceful scene, a fleeting gift for welcome's sake. Leap at the edge of a sea of clouds, where land meets sky and sky meets ground. There frighten off the noisy crowds and bring my guests a calm profound. Fly beneath the stars stars up high, where mortal noise is swept aside, that my dear guests with starry eyes may share the dreams they hold inside. I'll go to where I vowed to keep a quiet spot for them to sleep. No clash, no contest bars the way, just tea and mirth to fill the day. There you have it, the 3 melodies. As for the answers to those 3...
The woods, the edge of a cliff, and the sky?
Star Snatch Cliff?
Correct. Funnily enough, your mother was also the first to solve it. All that... There must be some kind of special rapport between those who write stories and...
The woods, a cliff, and the sky. Oh! So that's where it is!
I suppose the spot that answer points to is where you're headed next. You should know, after solving my riddle, the mages even accepted my proposal and made that location their official meeting spot. And going by what your book is suggesting, once you found it, you might want to try playing the melody I just shared with you.
Guess you can be pretty reliable when it counts, huh? Great Animal Archon?
Thanks for the help, Lord Barbados.
Still got questions for me, huh?
Yeah, you must have read countless tales in your time, being a wandering bard and all. In your experience, why might an author consider a story unfinished?
Unfinished? Well, I guess if there's something left to accomplish in the story, or, if the last line goes, "To be continued."
Huh?
Wow, your helpfulness lasted for like 1 second.
In all seriousness, I would think the answer to that question lies in your mother's story itself. It's not my place to pry any further.
All right then, we should get going.
Oh. It's not Star Snatch Cliff. Okay, well, I guess I was wrong about that.
Okay, we're here! Now, we just need to play the 3 melodies, and we should be able to gather the memories for the next chapter, right?
A musical performance. Huh. Out of all the things Miss Lisa has taught me, that's the one I'm worst at.
For in poetry and song will this song start to blossom. Okay.
Even a war that shook the world could not halt the witches' gatherings. Yet even so, with the passing of time, 3 of their teacups no longer came to be set. The witches did not linger long in sorrow, for the story witch had brought glad tidings of her own. Born was her dragon child, safe and sound. Her fellow witches offered up their blessings, eagerly debating how to celebrate the child's birth.
Sweet candy. Yes.
In the end, they settled on the sweetest candy they could find. After all, what could be sweeter than the arrival of new life? And so, the witches' gathering turned into a birthday celebration.
So, we're back in the story world, huh?
As if from nowhere, new guests appeared at the witches' table. Perhaps they too had come to celebrate the dragon child's birthday. Yet while everyone else was busy thinking about what kind of gift to offer, these three seemed to have come empty-handed. Hardly the recipe for a warm welcome to a birthday party, now is it?
A gift?
Hey, what's this all about? We only just found out this was a party.
While the guests voiced their complaints and grievances, perhaps they should have been wondering what kind of gift to give instead.
So, we need to bring a gift to advance the story? But where are we supposed to get something like that?
Perhaps it would be a good idea to have a look around.
Why didn't you just say so? Hey, could we use these as gifts, maybe?
At last, the guests found something to give the dragon child.
Guess that's a yes then.
Still, the guests wondered, what should they put a warrior's sword in his hand and send him out on an unstoppable quest to save the world? Or perhaps a wandering hero's slingshot and the promise of a life of endless, uncharted adventure? Or maybe even a scholar's tome and the chance to take on all the world's unsolved mysteries.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot of pressure all of a sudden. Oh yeah! Technically, we're actually picking a gift for you.
You want me to choose? Wow, this feels kinda special.
How come?
For as long as I can remember, I've spent most of my time living in the stories my mother created. I always thought my mother had everything written out for me already, just like the toy figures in Constellation Metropole. What I wanted to do with my own future. That's something I've never really thought about. What did I want back then? This is the first time I've ever asked myself that question.
Sounds like this is the perfect opportunity to answer it then. It's been a while since you left Simulanka, and after everything that's happened, it might be about time to start thinking about your future.
Then let me give it some thought.
Choose a gift for the little dragon. Give them the toy sword.
The guests settled on the warrior's sword.
So, your dream is to become a warrior?
I just really want to be able to keep people safe. If my time in Nodcry taught me anything, it's that a lot of problems in this world can only be settled by strength of arms. As long as I can help people, that's enough for me. Really? But I don't think it's enough.
Alright. They should let us in now that we've got a gift, right?
Hello there. Brought a gift this time.
The newly arrived guest presented his gift, wishing the little dragon a future as an indomitable warrior. Accepting the guest's blessing, the Story Witch invited him and his friends to take their place around the table. Finally, she could introduce them all to her dragon child, telling all in attendance about the moment of his hatching, and of course, the name he'd been given. It was then that the Seer Witch, diviner of the stars, withdrew her gaze from the heavens and turned a sorrowful glance upon the little dragon.
You gave him the same name as that evil dragon?
That's right. But the life I intend for him shall be very different.
What folly to love so blindly. For as you must know, a name is the mirror of destiny itself. He who bears an evil dragon's name must also inherit the fate of its previous owner. His fate has been foretold.
Then I'll rewrite it. The witches at the table fell silent, for they knew the Seer Witch's words had never once proven wrong. Yet, just as clearly, they recognized the Story Witch's resolve, for there is scarce a force in this world more fearsome than a mother's love. At last, the Merry Witch stepped forward, dispelling the uneasy silence.
So be it. Then we'll all lend a hand. Together, we shall rewrite this child's fate.
You mean to defy one of the fundamental rules of this world?
I refuse to be shackled by such rules. Besides, this is a witches' gathering, is it not? What could be more fitting a subject for this occasion than to defy them?
Oh? Sounds like an interesting experiment.
I suppose, were we to succeed in this endeavor, we might bring a touch of wonder to this otherwise dreary sky of stars.
The Merry Witch finally talked them all round, just like she had done many times before. Warm and strong as the sun she was, so much so, in fact, that those who her light shined down upon had no choice but to bask in it. And so the witches readied their gifts, 3 marvels of the cosmos.
For this child, I shall decipher the ravings of the heavens and lay bare before him the trickery of fate.
For this child, I shall leave a formula powerful enough to unravel the very origins of this world, that he may seek another solution for the conundrum of his life.
For this child, I shall call upon wondrous magic to make possible his impossible wish.
All the Story Witch had was the pen in her hand, yet with the love that flowed from it, she resolved to bring forth a marvel of her own. For this child, I shall leave behind the last story I will ever write, and with it, a path to an ending yet untold. With the witch's blessings given and received, the little dragon's fate at last began to turn. In the midst of the dragon child's birthday celebration, the Seer Witch proclaimed her prophecy. The child had been given the evil dragon's name, and with it, the burden of its fate. But hearing this, the Story Witch vowed to rewrite it all, for such was her love and resolve. And so the other witches offered their gifts in
Doing
turn,
the new Archon quest.
marvels as rare as any in the cosmos. Together, they sought to test one of the fundamental laws of this world, in part to support a mother's love, and in part to sate their own curiosity. Oh, and I almost forgot. Our new guests came bearing blessings of their own. Who knows? Perhaps this extra bit of courage might be all the little dragon needs to change his fate.
That was fun.
Yep. Looks like we've completed this chapter, too. Those witches in the story were the mages at the Hexen Circle, right? They sure seem to care a lot about you, Durin. But, Paimon kinda had trouble following their conversation. Just a bunch of mystery, as usual.
The evil dragon's fate.
Oh, is that what you're worried about? But didn't we already take care of that?
Ah, the mages must have had a hand in that, too. Also, I was just thinking, which part of the story are we even meant to be completing?
Oh, it feels less like we're filling in the gaps and more like we're adding something new altogether. But we use the ink, right? And the book hasn't given us any more clues, so that must mean our task is complete. At least for now.
Yeah, I guess we're doing something right. Maybe I'm overthinking things. It's just, this is my mother's final wish, so I don't want to mess it up. Anyway, thanks for all your help. I'll let you know as soon as the book reveals a hint about the next chapter.
Okay then. See you in the next chapter.
That's done. We got the Mora, we got the books, we got everything. Very good. All right, let's get into Imaginarium Theater. That's not. Seed Lolly. Nice. I'm excited for you to do Lunar Mode. I need to build Hazo and Yahoda and stuff. I'll probably do something like steal Crimson Witch of Flames from Yanfei temporarily. Or Diluc. Oh wait, I got a Crimson Witch of Flame set. Increases overloaded, burning, and burgeon damage. Noblesse. Hydro, Dendro. Attack. Hmm. Lindsay says, why, I forgot Traveler Talks. I forgot it too.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process. What would Constellation 3 be for Diluc? Searing Onslaught levels. Ah. Hello, Lucius. What you doing, Lucius? What's going on, Lucius? The value of knowledge cannot simply be quantified.
Just vibe into the music and drawing. Where is the Hexen Circle? Where the hell is the Hexen Circle quests? Maybe I need to click on official and do it that way? Klee! Mona. Sucrose. Fisher. Is that other quest the mage one? Yeah, Lucy, there's some quests that need 5 calendar days to complete. So you might want to get on those ones. because you just need a hard reset.
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Greetings, traveler.
Hey there, Catherine! Oh, and Oz and Fischl are here too!
All things in this universe must plunge into darkness. 'Tis only natural that those who seek light
How do you
should
do?
cross
Hello, Artie.
paths in the realm of dawn.
Mein Fräulein means to say she's happy to see you both. And I feel the same. It's been quite a while, Traveler and Paimon.
You're here just in time. Yai Publishing House has a commission for you, traveler. An editor is here to discuss the details in person. Much of the information was kept from the guild for business reasons. All we know is that it has something to do with the author of the Legend of the Shattered Halberd.
What? Surely you don't mean...
Wait, is this author really that important? What if we weren't here? Or if we decided not to take the commission? The editor would just be wasting their time.
In that case, it'd be a free trip to Mondstadt where one needs only pass some information along. That's an opportunity most would fight over. In any case, if the commission is of interest to you, the editor is waiting at the Good Hunter. Just look for the man dressed in Inazuman clothing.
Hold on! Halt thy steps, good traveler. Fate cast you upon the tides of the world, but not for you to stand alone in the face of its desolation. Nay, you step forth onto the path of the Immernachtreich.
What mein Fräulein means to say is, she would like to go with you.
Wow, you seem really jazzed about this commission, Fischl. Do you have some kind of insider information?
Well, let's head to the Good Hunter to meet with this editor then.
Alright, let's see who lucked out and got this free trip to Mondstadt. Wait, you're Genu's editor, Onodera.
Oh, the guy making
Traveler,
that isekai book.
Thank you for all you've done for us in the past. I come here today with a commission from Lady Yai, with which I'd like your help, should you be willing. Oh, and might I ask who this person dressed like Princess Fischl is?
You have the pleasure of speaking to our eminent person, Fischl, Prinzessin de Vertalang.
Mein Fräulein means to say that her name is Fischl, and that she is most pleased to meet you.
I like Oz.
This is Fischl.
He translates.
She's a reliable adventurer, and she's here to help.
Imagine if every single person in the United States talked like that, and everybody talked in riddles and spoke in full sentences like that all the time. I guarantee you that people would have a really hard time translating our language. Either that, or people would come over in anime costumes all the time.
Yeah, I, kinda got that the first time.
Since thou hast learned my name, understand this. To speak it is to be absolved. Praise it, therefore, and thou shalt earn thine salvation.
Mein Fräulein means to say,
Don't they already do?
Ah, I see. I completely concur, milady. Remembering names is simply basic etiquette. And if you might lend me succor in solving this problem, I shall indeed praise your names to the heavens above. As many times as necessary, in fact.
You understood Fischl language before Oz could even finish translating.
An editor is not to be underestimated.
Well, let's get down to brass tacks then. Now, have you heard of the author Mr. Nine? He's famous for writing the legend of the Shattered Halberd.
Flowers.
what was that, mein Fräulein?
Flowers for Princess Fischl. That's what Mr. Nine is actually famous for.
Mein Fräulein means to say, even should the creator be cold and unmoving, the Prinzessin and her Immernachtreich's resplendence might yet compel them to weep.
Well, sure. The author of Flowers for Princess Fischl, Mr. Nine. He sent a letter from Nodcry asking for help, and he seems to be in bad shape.
So ask the Adventurers Guild or a local mercenary to find him. Seems pretty simple to Paimon.
where it's so simple. But here's the problem. We don't know anything about Mr. Nine. What he looks like, how old he is, where he's from. He's only ever communicated with us via letter, from addresses all over to that. And he's never showed up to our annual meeting or events.
So, what are we supposed to do?
Well, we'll need to investigate Mr. Nine's identity, that's for sure. We did a bit of digging ourselves, and we realized that ever since completing the Shattered Halberd series, Mr. Nine's handwriting began to change. His initial editor has decided to retire to focus on his own writing. And he didn't have much to add either.
Whatever hath once existed in this world is enshrined in the memory of the Prinzessin of Ertelung, to endure unchanging in her Immanakreich. For from the sacred primordial words flow the wellspring of all cause and consequence.
Mein Fräulein means to say that...
Yes, we had the same idea. So, we tracked down the original manuscript of The Legend of the Shattered Halberd.
Aw, man! Jinyu's gonna be so mad he missed out on this. Wait, you didn't need Oz to translate this time either, Onodera.
Osvaldo Hafnavines, hast thou perceived something?
No such Henry exists, mein Fräulein. I sense a faint, elusive resonance. Something akin to the magnetic field, gravitational force, and threads of cause and effect that surround you, mein Fräulein.
Isn't that interesting? Well, in the end, our only takeaway was that the design and craftsmanship of the paper point to it coming from Qingce Village in Liyue.
Huh. Could Mr. Nine be from Liyue then? No, wait. If we're talking authors from Qingce Village specifically...
Chang the
No,
Ninth?
it couldn't be. Could it?
Chong the Ninth? Ah, I've heard of him. He won a Best New Author award for the first apprentice of Guhua.
It matters not. Though the Saint of Tears and the Saint of Atonement perform manifold labors on divergent principles, their power flows but from a single source.
Mr. Onodera, if you please.
Wait, Oz? It's great that you trust Onodera and all, but we're still in the dark over here.
You speak true, mein Prinzessin. Even if Chong the Ninth doesn't turn out to be Mr. Nine, he's still an author. And he could have had contact with him. I think it's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Well, either way, I appreciate the help. I'm counting on you.
Now we gotta head to Qingce Village. The builder guy?
Huh? Chong the Ninth isn't home.
It doesn't look like there's anyone around we can ask either. Shall we wait?
Seems like that's all we can do.
Still, could his absence mean that he really is Mr. Nine, now kidnapped and sent to Nodcry? Perhaps we should have a look around his house.
Barging in without permission seems wrong.
Hey Troy, who are you building first?
If he really is Mr. Nine... Okay, let's do it.
We'll probably have to do Durin later, since I guess it's time to just level up artifacts for everybody. So I'll level up the artifacts on these characters first. Hazo and Yehoda. Of course, it rolled the flat attack as the very first roll. Crit damage, nice. Oh my god, it rolled a flat attack again. It is what it is, I'm not re-rolling it. ID says Fischl is awesome. Nice, 2 crit damage rolls. Good enough. Okay, HP. Got attack percentage. Got another HP roll. I got a crit damage roll. Another crit damage roll. Good again. Oh, that's nice. HP. Lot of HP on that sand. Energy recharge. More energy recharge. A ridiculous amount of energy recharge. Okay. That's a lot of HP. That's fine. Hazo's artifacts are done. Very shiny. It's Yehoda's turn. Nicole is semi-mute, says Lucius. My Viridescent Verinaire loves HP percentage, man. Oh, so much defense. Hey, crit damage. Oh my god, that's crazy defense. That's fine. The artifacts are all done. Nice. Got a bunch of energy recharge and elemental mastery that time. Hey, there we go. That's much better. Most of my pieces are pretty shiny. Alright, Yehoda's pieces are all upgraded. Very good. Transients. Okay. Can't do anything with that. Alright, it's nice that we got Yahoda and Hazo's artifacts all finished. Another 4-piece Viridescent Variner Animo character. Can we get some new characters to use something else? I was really looking forward to using, you know, Silken Moon Serenade with Yahoda. You know, an Animo character that does something that's not Viridescent Variner. Wouldn't that be awesome, guys? Attacking crit rate. Attacking crit rate. And then I got an energy recharge sand, and we got a circlet that's nice and crit orientated. Lindsay said, "God damn, Troy, you scared me." It's okay. My bad. Actually, Troy, Serenade is the second choice of artifacts for Yahoda. That's the thing. It's gonna be like basically nobody. Like basically nobody is gonna use that. It's gonna be like the usage rates of Viridescent Variner on Chaska. Viridescent Variner on Chaska is in the top 3 selection. Did you know that? But it accounts for less than 1%. 98% of Chaskas use the Obsidian Codex, and then it's like 1% use the Wanderer's Troop 4-piece, and then less than 1% after that uses Viridescent Variner. Viridescent Variner Chaskas.
A bunch of ordinary stuff.
Nay, I, the Prinzessin, have beheld the mystery of the universe enshrined in these specks of dust. What hath been revealed is the very fount of wisdom. Ever does it flow toward the shores of truth.
Mein Fräulein means to say, she thinks this is a clue.
Overturned. Oh no. It's some kind of overzealous fan of Berrydom in here? Maybe we should call him Millilith. What do you think, Traveler?
It's all right, Paimon. Mr. Nine's most zealous fan happens to be right here. And since mein Fräulein would never do anyone harm, I'm certain the same is true of his other less avid supporters.
What is the meaning of this? I'm calling them Millilith.
Chun the 9! You're not dead! Or kidnapped!
What are you even talking about? Oh, wait a second. You're the ones who came here with that young lad from the Guhua clan. Yes, I remember. I'm guessing this is a misunderstanding then. The question still stands, though. What are you doing digging around my house?
Oh, well, actually, we just wanted to know if you've ever written under the pen name Mr. Nine.
What? Not even a whole bucket of hallucinogenic mushrooms could make me that delusional. No. If I were Mr. Nine, why in the world would I enter all those writing competitions? To what? Demolish the competition from the shadows? Yes, doing a real bang-up job, aren't I? My submission's never even been selected. The classic archetype of the boy hero is outdated. That's the kind of critique I get. Even opening with a plot twist or disguising your hero as a fool is falling out of fashion. Modern readers are drawn to the boundless imagination and innovative world-building character of Mr. Nine's works.
Good point.
Besides, if I were Mr. Nine, I would have come clean the minute First Apprentice of Guhua won that award. What? That old beggarly Chong the Ninth is Mr. Nine? No, there must be some mistake. What a sight that would have been.
Yeah, and when we were here with Shincho that one time, you talked up the legend of the Shattered Halberd a lot. If you were the one who wrote it, like Jean complimenting herself for being a good knight, it just doesn't add up.
In any case, while this gentleman isn't the Mr. Nine we're looking for, I sense something of interest on his person. It's a peculiar signature, the same threads of fate I sensed on you, mein Fräulein, and on the manuscript. I believe the traces are related to Mr. Nine, and it appears I can track them.
Hey, that's perfect! Once we head to Nokrai, you should be able to find Mr. Nine, no problem then. But back to the signature. What were you doing before this, Chong the Ninth?
Oh, well, I ran out of manuscript paper, so I went to buy some. I'm particular about that kind of thing. Creation of literature demands the highest quality.
Ah, no wonder. Mr. Nine uses the very same type for his manuscripts.
Huh, that explains it. Thanks, Chong the Ninth. We should get going.
Alright, are we going to
Not
give his
quite
money
sure
back?
What I did, but you're welcome, I suppose.
Farewell, creator of another world. Though I must say, the laws and narratives thou hast ordained can scarce compare to the dream dust sedimented in the Immenachreich.
Mein Fräulein means to say, your writing isn't... I mean, mein Fräulein offers her thanks.
We just stuffed the Northland Bank tickets in our pocket.
should
We
be
just
up
walked
ahead.
away.
Wait, did something attack that Sealy? Something doesn't seem right here.
And it bears the same...
Then it would seem fate has dictated our path for... Oz, reveal thyself!
What did I do for her? Golden Troop? Thundering Fury 2-piece. 2-piece attack official? And they gave her the stringless. Decent weapon for
I
official.
created another universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de Ver...
Devouring claw! Element and shroud!
Let's nip that in the bud. Yes.
Smash and grab! Fire Speakers!
Set look. One with the force.
Midnight Phantasmagoria!
Burning Tainari is incredibly cursed.
Looks like Siri is showing us the way. Let's follow.
I can't change my party members.
What are you doing here?
Wait, that voice. It's Nicole. Also, that should be our line. We were looking for Mr. Nine and our search led us here, but now it seems we've found you instead.
Ah, I see. Well, Mr. Nine is right here.
Hello.
What bizarre Demerung is this? Never in 1,000 sunsets have I heard of such a thing.
In truth, I too aspire to be an author. But I'm also partial to direct communication. Talking is rather inconvenient by comparison. And as I'm sure you can understand, writing things down is even more tedious. I thought perhaps if I found someone with whom I could share my ideas, it might give me the same release as writing. But then those stories would never see the light of day, which would be a shame. So, I tracked down an old Seelie friend of mine and told her all the stories I was imagining. Then, I sent her to find people with similar aspirations to write them in my stead. We even came up with several character traits to lend a certain authenticity to Mr. Nine. A receding hairline was one of them, I think.
Yep, I'm the one she roped into all this.
Come now, it was beneficial for you too. By inhabiting those authors and mobilizing their language faculties, you were able to hone and eventually recover your capacity for speech. And anyway, an angel has always functioned like a sort of a flash of inspiration in someone's head. I'm sure it was like stepping into old shoes.
So you, what, possessed people? Isn't that kind of intrusive?
Oh, it's fine. She did it while they were sleeping. As long as the person is someone who dreams of creating worlds of their own, this inner writer within them will automatically awaken.
Wait, but what about the letter and the strange intuitions Oz has been having? Nicole sent me to monitor the situation in Notcry, and it's super dangerous, okay? So I needed some help.
Lucy is trying to figure out how to draw a bandage blindfold. Try looking at
As
the
for your friend over here? Well, you see, when writing a story, it's not uncommon to incorporate certain half-true details. For realism's sake, you understand?
Lucy, try looking at the Sumeru bandit characters.
Yeah, we've seen that before. A real curse was written into an Inazuman light novel once.
Indeed. In a similar vein, Mr. Nine's stories are full of metaphors, including one for the creation of life. What it describes isn't made up, per se. We just never imagined someone would actually manage to use it. Until you came along, young lady.
Mein Fräulein is speechless. So if I may ask in her stead, did she manage to use one of these half-truths in Mr. Nine's novels to create me?
It was more like 70% made up, 30% true.
No, it was 90% made up, 10% true. I thought it was too dangerous, so I changed it. See, I knew you'd never read my books.
You don't seem too surprised, Oz.
Well, I suppose I've vaguely sensed this since the beginning. Regardless, it is an honor to serve mein Fräulein.
Well, once our affairs in Nodcry are resolved, Mr. Nine will be able to return home. Yes, just tell them that when you return.
I don't want to be your eyes here. It's too dangerous. Oh, but, while you're at it, could you pass a message along to that guy in Chingsa village? I've been splitting the royalties with him 90-10. His share's been buried in his yard all these years.
Wait, what do you use the Mora for?
I bury it and then lead people to the treasure. Guiding people is in our nature. It's what I love to do.
We just took the treasure. It's in our pocket.
Feel free to come search for my personal stash someday. I've buried it at the furthest end of the Immernachtreich.
I will. I absolutely will.
Mein Fräulein?
And, I just want to say that I really like your books, Mr. Nine.
What mein Fräulein means is, though the cosmos stretch forth in unending darkness, yet shall come an hour when all things shine.
I'm glad to hear it. All in all, it seems you've already found my greatest treasure.
All right, that settles that. Now, I need to have a quick argument with Mr. Nine about who really deserves to be considered first author.
Absolutely not.
Oh, that's right. Just channel Mr. Nine.
Hey, Chang the Ninth!
Oh? What is... What? Where did all this Mora come from?
About that. So, the thing is... Right. Mr. Nine really admires your work, so he decided to fund your writing career.
Wait, what? So, channeling Mr. Nine actually worked? I can't believe it!
Shang the Ninth was able to sell the core lapis. Just gave us 4 Noctilucus Jades. Alright, Fischl has been upgraded because we did Witch's homework with her, so... Yay, Fischl! One would share the drawings if thou wishes. Yeah, go ahead, Lucy. You can turn it on. There's nobody on the mini screen, so you can get it. Go ahead. Look at these lines Lucy's making. Oh, no, she's deleting it. Oh, she's putting it back. She's going from left to right. Watch out for the expert technique. Observe when she makes the curvature of the eye lines and the eyeballs. We shall be honored to be blessed by thy parents, by thy presence. Hangouts. They stopped releasing these. When was the last time that Genshin Impact released a hangout? I don't remember. And where do I find the menu to get to Witch's homework? Maybe Fontaine Lynette? I don't know.
Yes. As unusual as this may sound, numerous eyewitness reports have confirmed an active Ruin Guard presence in this area.
All of this dialogue. Raiden Shogun when she had no idea what taking a picture was. Holy shit. That's a lot of quests. I'm trying to figure out how to find the Witch's homework menu without going to the talent menu. We got a gadget for it? Oh, right. Alright, let's do Sucrose. Lindsay says, I honestly thought you did all the story quests. I did, aside from the ones that they just released. But I was looking through to see, and thank you for the gadget, Artie.
I should make a few adjustments to the experiment and ensure that the materials and equipment are all in order.
Wow, Sucrose sounds much older, like way older. She sounds like a fully grown, middle-aged adult woman instead of a shy girl who's always blushing all the time with extreme anxiety.
As for the potion I need to make,
Oh, Traveler, Paimon. What brings you here?
We're here to help with your task. We wanted to see if you could use some extra hands.
My task? Oh, you mean the one Mr. Albedo told me about? The one from the Hexen Circle? Well, you're just in time. The experiment is ongoing, and I was just about to work on it.
Ongoing? So, you've been
I'll
working
be
on
right
it
back
all
in
this
just a
time?
second. Alright, we have returned, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue and listen to the new Sucrose voice.
Yes, it aligns with other research topics I've been working on, so it hasn't been too much extra work. Still...
What? Is there a problem with the experiment?
I've been unsuccessful so far.
Oh, so it keeps failing, huh?
It's not as simple as just failing. The whole theoretical framework behind this task is a bit more complicated than I imagined.
Oh, right! You still haven't told us what kind of experiment it is.
One meant to develop a potion that can transform sweet flowers into a variant 16 times its normal size. That is to say, the formulation of botanical augmentation reagent type 4, iteration 7. As you can probably guess, this is my 7th time running the experiment.
You know, funnily enough, Sucrose running experiments like this, it's not fantasy, it's actually realistic. If you guys think about the size of, like, if you live in the United States, the size of the apples and the massive strawberries. It's really interesting what she's trying to do. She's trying to genetically engineer sweet flowers so they can massively increase their sugar production. What are you going to do with all that sugar? The Knights of Favonius are gaining too much weight, Sucrose. You don't need any more sugar. Any more sugar and they're going to start having to reinforce the barracks beds. Alright, Troy. Sucrose got a new voice actress. Yeah, I can definitely tell.
Wow. So, basically, we need to make growth serum. Or the 7th version of one.
Well, yeah, that's about right. This is my 7th attempt, but I didn't make many adjustments to the formula this time, because both the theoretical principles behind this experiment and the products of the process prove there's nothing wrong with it.
American-sized food portions in Mondstadt? Hey, Artie. I'm thinking about upgrading the Sucrose food bag, you know? You upgrade that Sucrose food bag, it doubles the HP income from food. And here's the kicker. That's only the level 2 upgrade. The level 3 upgrade halves the amount of fulfillment that you get from eating. So you can eat twice as much. So first you heal for twice as much. And then you're able to eat twice as much. Ha 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 ha! Artie says, okay, I give in, give me that. You have to vote for American-sized food portions.
But you haven't succeeded yet, right?
Yes. I'm thinking that it's not my current formula that is wrong, per se, but rather some other key element is missing.
Oh! Then Paimon knows just what to do. Well, that's why we're helping out. Wait a second! Paimon is not an ingredient!
We could try. It's just... I would need to adjust the ratios in the original formula, and that might make the potion even more unstable.
No! We are not trying that! Just show us the original!
Here it is. That said, I'm still missing 2 ingredients.
Now that we can help with. What do we need to get?
I need spring water from Springvale to use as the base, as well as Eye of the Storm fragments. But that last one could be tricky.
Eye of the Storm fragments? They've never dropped an item in the history of this game. Are we finally getting an Eye of the Storm drop table?
Eye of the Storm first.
One with the force. I'll uproot you!
Alright, that's the first ingredient done.
Wow. We can get the spring water down there.
Hey, I would like to talk to you guys about food portioning and mentality, right? When you guys have too much food on your plate and you can't finish it all, which of the following habits do you guys tend to have more often? Like, would you throw the food away if it's too much and you can't finish it? Or something like you just slow down a lot with your eating and then just start picking at the food instead of eating, like, you know, chunks and bites out of it like you would if you were hungry? Or like maybe something else? Anything but like, oh, I'll just get up and put the food in the fridge. Just, you know, when it's portioned food that's in front of you. Maybe it's takeout, maybe it's maybe it's Thanksgiving dinner. Lindsay says she tends to like slow down and like pick at it instead of eating more. She just slows down to just pick at the food instead of eating bites and chunks. What about you, Artie? Artie wanted to say fridge. She says, okay, And I don't mean it has to be like literally just nasty food. It can be any food. Just any time where it's just like, I'm so full. It's so much food. I can't eat anymore. And there's still more food left on my plate. Because I was sitting here thinking about that, right? I was thinking about, not every human has the same size stomach, and not all of us eat the same amount of food. I eat a lot because I have an appetite. I burn a lot of energy, and I get very hungry. So I hork food down, right? And I noticed that I make an effort to finish every single bite of food that is on my plate. I really try to. Even when I'm full, I'll still keep trying to finish all of it. It makes me think about, like, stomach size can be changed through habits.
Each
Yes,
day is
it
a
can.
new page in my story. I want to savor every scene, every footnote, before I turn to the next one.
Right. So, I was thinking about it. Like, Lucy, if I took you and over the course of, like, several months, you know, I gave you slightly larger food portions up until, like, I don't know, we're saying I'm putting, like, maybe 20% more food on your plate. You would adjust to eating more because, like, it's just more on your plate. There's more in front of you. Eventually, at some point in time, obviously, you're gonna say, "All right, that's full. I'm full, Troy. I don't want any more." But eventually, you'll start eating more because there is more in front of you, which makes me think of how different it is depending on where you grow up, the availability of food, of how much it really takes for you to be full, until how much you put on a plate. The literal weight of the plate is lighter or heavier. And it makes me think about, like, how you could get used to that gradually over time, that you would eat more because there's still food available. Like, how many times have you had that situation where you think, one more bite, and you're full, and you actually finish that last bite? Lucy says literally just a cup of water makes her full. Like, she can't drink anymore. And she can't eat after she drinks water. That's what I mean. Me, like, literally just for breakfast, I have, like, 4 sausage patties. I get, like, 8 strips of bacon, and I get, like, 4 eggs, and a big glass of water, some bread, and a sandwich. And that's just breakfast for me. Right? But meanwhile, Lucy is like 1 cup of water.
I mean, take a stroll. I won't go too far.
The high quality of Springvale's waters makes for a stable potion-making ingredient.
That's all we needed, right?
Rainbow Regard says, whoa. Yeah, I know, right? And I'm not like... oh, hello. Thank you for the subscription, Mr. Shank.
Let's head back.
Ratio should always be 60/100 for body balance. 60 out of 100 for what? I was talking about slowly eating more and more food over time. Like, I was talking about, like, the portions of food in America are much larger. And I thought about it like, what if Lucy, where she lives right now, however much food she gets, if she moved and then, like, lived in the United States for, like, 6 months. The first month would be like digestive system shock to her, right? She'd be like, oh my god, it's so much. It is too much. You know, she'd be literally throwing out whole entire meals because it's too much, right? Like, imagine if she had to eat a breakfast like that. Unless I don't eat for too long, then I eat like 3 plates of food. Right, that's the thing. Imagine if every breakfast was like that, every lunch was like that, every dinner was like that, right? That would just be shock to your digestive system. But then you'd move back to where you're at, where you live, where, you know, the food portions are probably not as nearly crazy, right? By comparison. And you'd be like starving That's wasteful, Troy. I would save it for later. Right, but that's the thing. Like, I know you'd still save it for later. The reason why I said besides putting it in the fridge, imagine if, like, okay, you put that food away for breakfast because it was like, oh my god, that was way too much. I only finished, like, just half of the eggs. Still got, like, 4 sausage patties and, like, 7 more bacon strips left. That's so much. And then lunch comes. So it's like, oh my god, that's so much too. Okay, I'll put that away later.
Each day is a new page in my story. I want to savor every
belly
scene,
balance,
every footnote
chewing is always
before I turn to
good,
the next
but
one.
over meal is not good idea. But always make sure to fulfill minimum body requirements. Yes. And I was gonna tie this whole thing together as a point of, like, it sometimes is
the
kind of...
ingredients are ready, and the
Oh.
cauldron is just over there, so we should be good to go. But,
Oh, I was gonna say, it can be kind of confusing sometimes, like, how much, when you ask the question, how much is enough? I know that you said that there's a... That said, does size always mean more nutrients? There's bread and bread, sausage and sausage. No, it doesn't mean more nutrients as well. That's a thing too. That's good to point out, Artie. Because, you know, there's certain foods you can eat that are like stomach fillers that really just, they make you feel full, but it's giving you, like, nothing nutritionally. It's like diet, dangerous diet stuff. I forget exactly what it's called. But you, like, drink it with your water, and it's kind of like bread. It makes you feel full.
Is something wrong?
no. It's just... Do you mind if I watch from the side? Just for the purposes of accurate recording, I mean. I know lots of people don't like being scrutinized during experiments, so... Thanks. Then, I'm ready to go whenever you are. I'll make sure to take detailed notes,
Lucy
too.
says, I eat people.
So,
What kind of portions are you looking for then, Lucy? Wait. Oh, botanical augmentation, iteration 7. So, what did she need? We needed spring water. Ah, right. I guess this is it. One arm for breakfast.
That's it. Your execution
Some legs
was
for
perfect.
lunch. Another arm and some veins for dinner. Depends on what your body needs. Protein, starch, minerals. There's always a doctor available if you're confused about a balanced diet. And Artie says, yes. You know how they say you are what you eat? I always wanted to be a doctor. Ah. You know, it starts to make sense why the Aztecs in the ancient Aztecs would eat people's hearts to gain their power. Artie, I'm gonna eat your heart. I'm gonna gain your powers.
Really?
Yes, I don't see any flaws in the brewing at all. Let me extract some and test the product's composition. One moment. Yes, like I said, flawless execution. The potion is perfect. It's exactly what I was expecting.
So? Was the 7th time the charm?
Upon examination, it seems identical to the previous 6 iterations.
Oh! Wouldn't that make the results identical?
Not necessarily. Experimental outcomes can differ even with similar variables all around. You never know what the result will be. That's what makes experiments valuable in the first place. Come, let's test this thing out. I planted some sweet flowers beforehand which we can use. We just need to douse them with the potion
Hey,
and
congratulations. You got Durin at 74 pity. Alright, well, so I'll do it in the easiest way to explain as I possibly can. Right? Let me see. Okay, so let me go somewhere where I can get energy from monsters. I lost the in the Arlecchino banner with Chi-Chi. Oh, damn it! I've been trying so
in a place like
hard
this?
to get Chi-Chi and I can't get her. And you just got Chi-Chi just like that. Wow. You know, I spent 120,000 Primo Gems to get my Durin, and my Durin is C6. Like, look, I got the 6 constellations right here. And I still don't got a goddamn Chi-Chi. And then you just get her like that? Wow. That's bullshit. I want my money back, too. I've been trying so hard to get that character, and I want that character, but I can't get her. But anyways, to show you Durin, I'm going to explain it as easy as I can. So, when you elemental skill and normal attack, this will make Durin shoot them and do more vaporize and melt damage. Where is an enemy at? Oh, here's a Helichurl. So let me get some energy. Alright, so now Durin, if you normal attack and use your burst, he will do more vaporize and melt damage. This is off field, so this is vaporize and melt. It massively increases the damage that he does. This is like personal damage, right? That's a normal attack. Elemental skill and normal attack. So he's in Dark Dragon mode right now, right? That's for vaporizing and melting. And then when you press the elemental skill 2 times, this is area of effect, and it does it does extra, what is it? Let's see. Crystallize, burning, overload, pyro swirl, and you deal pyro or dendro damage to affected nearby opponents. So it reduces their pyro resistance and resistance for the corresponding element to the reaction. So basically, it shreds the enemy's resistance to whether it's pyro and animo, pyro and electro, pyro and dendro, or pyro and geo. It's everything that's not melt and vaporize. So you can see, look, this is the area of effect damage, where he's reducing their resistance on everything.
Stay back!
Everything. His resistance to everything. That besides melt and vaporize.
Smash and grab!
So that's how he works. That's what he does. That's all you need to know about Durin, is whether he's melting and vaporizing or doing everything else, pretty much. So he'll deal pyro damage or dendro damage to a nearby opponent affected by burning. So he can keep burning going, like with Kanich. What about the dark white and white one? Dark and white one. That's what it is. Double normal attack. This. That's dark dragon form. Normal attack equals dark dragon.
Never leave empty-handed. You're my target.
And then this, when you plunge, plunging is light dragon form. That's area of effect.
And shroud.
So it's whether you want area of effect pyro or single target pyro. Single target melt and vaporize, or area of effect for all of the other elements. That's it. That's all you need to know. He's just a really strong off-field presence for pyro.
Perhaps we could take a walk by a riverbank or...
That's the easiest version of it.
Snow is in fact one of water's natural self-cleansing mechanisms. But human activity tends to reduce snow's purity, so do not consume it.
Oh, the boss that was supposed to be here is gone. Oh, this ain't the boss. Nice. I'm going to build him for sure.
Right.
My Risley will be happy.
Growth serum on the flowers.
Yeah.
Is that all we need to do?
Yep. The flowers need to fully absorb the potion, so it might take some time before we see a reaction.
What happens then?
The flowers will grow in size while maintaining their original appearance. But then, when they reach 12 to 14 times their normal size, this will prove more than they can bear. As if some upper limit has been reached, they will wither and rot, assuming unnatural forms until nothing is left of them but liquid.
Wait, what? So there's a problem with the growth serum then?
No. I've adjusted the formula time and again, resolving all kinds of issues that arise when inducing small plants to grow larger. Issues like ensuring that the leaves don't get too large, strengthening root diameter and load-bearing capacity, calculating how the increase in surface area might affect sunlight exposure and nutrition.
So, why isn't it working then?
Because the flowers cannot transcend. As above, so below, is one of alchemy's guiding principles. Alchemy seeks mastery over matter, but this world has its limits. It's like a specification etched into the law that governs all things. Part of the purpose of doing multiple experiments is to determine if this specification is stable. Exactly. It proves that the limit continues to exist.
Okay, this is all a bit over Paimon's head, but basically, you needed the experiment to fail to prove that the limits and borders in this world are stable? Oh, what a weird experiment. Huh? Looks like one of the flowers is reacting. Wait a second. That's not a sweet flower at all.
It's a giant whopper flower.
Careful! It's a whopper flower. It must have absorbed some of the potion. Wait, but that's happened before, and it's never gotten this big either. Can this mean...
We can talk about this later. Let's get rid of it first.
Thunder! Stay away from...
Fire stick!
Keep moving! Hey!
Enhanced animal modules.
Settle down. Let the mighty be humble.
Overspec whopper flower.
Phew, we did it. Even at that size, a whopper flower is just a whopper flower. But, was it supposed to get that big?
I could only make a rough estimate during the battle, but it looked at least 16 times its original size, maybe even larger. This means that the experiment worked.
Wait, but isn't that a good thing?
I'm still not sure what the implications are, but if further attempts succeed in reproducing this result, that means that something's different. Perhaps the limits and laws of this world are changing due to some unknown factor. I can't say if that's good or bad, but from an alchemical perspective at least, expanded boundaries means that more possibilities are now open to us. Either way, this brings my task to an end.
Seems so.
That said, it could also be an effect of the person who made the potion. There could also have been something special about this particular whopper flower. There's a lot that still needs to be confirmed, so I suppose this task opens the way for further questions.
Well, we're here if you ever need some help. Just think about it! Paimon could probably beat a whole gang of treasure hoarders to a pulp if you were 16 times bigger!
I have my doubts. The only reason the serum worked on the whopper flower was because its internal structure was similar enough to a sweet flower. If you drank some, you might become 16 times bigger, but you might also turn into a plant-based life form.
Yeah, nope. That's not happening then. Oh, by the way, Paimon wanted to ask, why is all your research focused on things like sweet flowers and sunsettias?
Oh, that's simple. Both sunsettias and sweet flower nectar taste sweet. So in that sense, accidentally making a whopper flower 16 times bigger comes with a hidden benefit. Because whopper flower nectar...
Tastes exactly like sweet flowers?
That's right. Once I've extracted the sugar from the nectar, I'll give you some.
You get it!
Huh. Oh, sorry. Cough. Let's do Razor's quest. It's been a long time since we've seen Razor. We go get to see the wolves in Wolvendom. Let's add Razor to the party.
I'll watch your back.
Lupical. Already says Lupical. That's wolf family.
Bow your head.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if we can use the teapot. Oh, I don't have any Omni Ubiquity nets. Look at the teeth on these wolves. They're like saber-toothed tigers, man. Except they're wolves. Genshin has a tendency to ruin happy moments. I don't know why. I would say a part of it might be due to when the quests drag for too long, you know? That could be a thing. Or at least for me, sometimes it is. Like, I'll think a quest is over.
Isn't that Razor over there with... Whoa! The Grey Wolf King of the North! Wonder what they're talking about. Razor!
Familiar scent. Ah, you two. You have been good?
Yep, we're doing great. Oh, but what happened to Berea's Razor? We saw you talking just now. Is it a secret?
We go on hunt. I tried to convince Wolf Lord.
A hunt?
Yeah, food.
Oh, is that Razor's task? Are the wolves out of food? Is that why you're going on a hunt?
No, this hunt is not for food. We hunt enemies. The Dark Wolf Pack. Strange scent coming from land they took. Getting stronger. We must hunt enemies to purify the forest.
Oh, so did Boreas agree? Paimon remembers last time he said something like, Razor, you must not get involved. This is for the wolves to settle between themselves. Oh, sorry, Razor. Paimon didn't mean to dig that up again.
It's okay. I know Lupacall means no harm. Besides, teacher taught me how to talk to Wolf Lord.
Lisa taught you how to talk to him? Oh, like she told you what to say? So that means you got him to agree then, right?
Yes.
Lucy drew a bird.
Words were hard, but I did it.
Ha! So you actually managed to convince that giant, stubborn old fella. That's super impressive, Razor.
Dark wolves are enemies of the whole world. Teacher said this is not wolf problem. This is world problem. And Wolf Lord agreed. But because of that, other wolves won't join. This war is between me and Dark Wolf Pack.
Then count us in too. Those awful Rift Hounds have been getting on our nerves for a while.
Thank you. Help makes for easy hunt.
Speaking of, how is this hunt gonna work?
We set trap. Chase dark wolves here, into trap. Then Wolf Lord pinned them down, and we finish hunt. Tell me when ready, we start hunt.
Yeah, let's do this.
Come on! Let's clear them out in one go!
Yes.
You're not going anywhere. Still.
Oh my god.
Away.
I just died with Yehoda.
Hand it over.
Settle down.
Done. Why are Lupacol here?
Oh no! The Rift Hounds are attacking them! We gotta get rid of them quick! Whew, that was close. Good thing the wolves were there to help. They intercepted those Rift Hounds for us, and even drove them away.
But this isn't wolf problem.
You're doing this to help your Lupacol, right? Well, they want you to be safe too. Time on bets they went to the Wolf King and said, "Listen here, this isn't just our Lupacol's problem. This is the world's problem."
Lupacol is Lupacol. I am human, but I do not need to be wolf to be Lupacol. I just want to help them.
Well said, Razor.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, come on. Let's go kick some Rift Hound butt.
This is my kind of story quest.
Stay away! Silence!
Oh,
the tides beckon.
Stay back!
You're my target.
Look! The rest of the Rift Hounds are just up ahead. Get ready!
For Lupacol.
Bow your head.
all for Lupercoil.
We did it!
Thank you for helping. I thought protecting Lupacol was up to me, but Lupacol also...
We're here because we care about you, just like you do us. That's what makes us Lupacol, right?
Right. We are Lupacol forever.
Aww. And now, there won't be any more intruders in Wolvendom.
No. Dark Wolf Pack, Rip Open Sky. They could come again, but me and Lupacol will hunt them down, no matter what.
Yeah! If you ever need help, just say the word. We're here for you.
I appreciate it. They
Razor's awesome.
call for me.
Yeah.
Sounds like they want to make sure you're safe.
Then I should go. Thank you for the help.
I liked that one. It's nice that the NPCs react to Razor, too. Makes Razor feel that much more special. And it makes me, no longer believe that Razor is just some kid who's lost his mind and gone crazy and he just has an imaginary wolf family. Artie says the first character that I sent it past level 80. I think mine, too. I used Razor as my main damage dealer for a very long time. He was my first Claymore character, too. Loved Razor. Still do. And there they are. Artie says, I hope his Hexerai buff makes him more usable in endgame. Probably wishful thinking. No, actually it does. Razor's Hexerai buffs are pretty dang good. So, this was what he had before. Just Razor's not using Lightning Fang. A Lightning Strike on an opponent will grant an Electro Sigil for Claw and Thunder. So, every 10 seconds, he just gets passive this and that. Additional tile. After completing Witch's homework of the Little Wolf Pack, Shanky says, I got Sino, so never got a chance to build Razor, but I like him as well. But Sino is Sino is bad joke. Always fun. I'm sorry. I had a slight stroke trying to read that. I had to reread and make sure I was reading it. Sorry, Shanky. Anyways, yeah, Sino, I love his jokes. Razor will become a Hexerai character when the party includes at least 2 Hexerai characters. You will gain the Hexerai Secret Right effect, which enhances Hexerai characters. Additionally, Razor's Elemental Burst Lightning Fang is enhanced. The Wolf Within's damage dealt is increased by 70% of Razor's attack. So now, Artie, Razor's, the wolf that swings his claws actually deals respectable, elemental damage. So now it might actually be helpful to put electro damage bonus on him. Or maybe attack goblet. That works. Because, like, how it sits right now, I'm just using physical damage bonus. I might decide to switch to using electro damage bonus now. On his, Yeah, you see, the amount of people that use attack has risen up greatly. Attack, it gives both physical and the electro, and it's the amount of damage it deals is based off of electro. So I think I might try using an attack goblet instead of all of the other things. Instead of physical damage, I'm gonna let go of the physical damage. C6 Bennett infusion. C6 Bennett infusion. Lucius says, guys, is a good excuse for not pulling Lauma because she wasn't a full deer person? She's a full deer person if you just hold left click, Lucy. But anyways, reading the rest of the Hexerai buffs for Razor. Artie. While the Wolf Within is summoned by Razor's Elemental Burst, Lightning Fang is active. If the electro sigils from Razor's elemental skill, Claw and Thunder, overflow, the wolf within will call down a lightning strike on nearby enemies, dealing area of effect electro damage equal to 150% of Razor's attack, restoring 7 energy to Razor. So that's really good. So that helps him apply even more Electro passively from just swinging with his elemental skill while his elemental burst is active. And then the C6 ties it together really nicely. Every 10 seconds, Razor's sword charges up. This is the Hexerai buff, causing the next normal attack to release lightning that deals 100% of Razor's attack as electro damage. When Razor is not using Lightning Fang, lightning strikes an opponent. Lightning strikes on an opponent will grant 3 electro sigils for his elemental skill, Claw and Thunder. And for those of you that don't know what those electro sigils do, basically, if he holds his elemental skill and just does a big area of effect with it, it will give him a ton of elemental energy, and it does a big area of effect of electro. So this is what it looks like. That's what it looks like. And he absorbs all of that and gets a bunch of energy. And Razor has a lot of passive talents that give him a ton of energy. Cyno, I don't think Cyno gets that. I don't really remember Cyno's entire kit. But right here, if his energy is below half, he gets 30% more energy recharge. That's nice. And he gets a cooldown reduction of his elemental skill. And then when he uses his elemental burst, it resets his elemental skill cooldown. So he can hold his skill, get a big cooldown on it, and get a bunch of energy, use his burst, and his skill is back. So he could just, like, really get that energy to just go all the time. And when he's got those 3 little electro sigils following him around, he could still get more. Artie says I'm gonna pretend I have lots of good attack goblets and enough XP to level up one. Yeah. Surely you have an attack goblet by now. But hey, you know, if you ever desire Artie, we can always do our artifact routes together and get it.
I smell rabbit. I keep watch. You leave, you call me.
I'm undecided between Sucrose C5 and Razor C6 from the free character invite. Maybe you could wait until you get some standard wishes spent, Artie? I feel like completing Razor, but also for future pulls. Put them both on, or, well, just wait until the last minute, I suppose. Sorry, hiccups. Also, by the way, there's something else with Razor's Constellation 6 that is really huge that I really like, Artie, is the critical rate and crit damage that he gets from C6. 15 seconds after he consumes his Electro Sigils, he gets 10% bonus crit rate and 50% crit damage. That's a lot. Artie wants to save standard wishes for when Yehoda is there. Is there a time limit on this invitation? Yes, I saw that. It's huge. Yeah, I love that. And I'm also reading it out loud. It's not specifically just directed at you, Artie. It's just for everybody that's listening. And they can think, oh, wow, that's nice for Razor. 50% crit damage and 10% crit rate is pretty awesome.
This is how it must be.
But sadly, never built him. It's finally time. Finally time for what?